Sangona. Vijay. And can we dance a bit? Can we play that song again? It is a wonderful day today. I remember as a young boy, growing up, not knowing what my future holds for me. Not so long ago, during the week, I just had an accident, so mind me, don't mind me. Yesterday I was in Pumalanga, and today I'm here. Wow. I'm not here just to speak, but I'm here to give you hope. I'm here to tell you that Black Child is possible.
Come on.
Today I'm not by myself. I'm with Karabo Masenyadiloana, who is our CEO. He's behind me all the way. I come up with the innovation, he brings in the business. But we are not here to talk about the business. We are here to tell you how wonderful you are and how great you are. Now you need to know one thing. I usually say to people that when you are a champion, you must make sure that you walk with other champions because you are a champion. But now you need to know one thing, that when you are a champion, there's certain things that you are not supposed to do. There's certain food that you're not supposed to take. There's certain drinks that you're not supposed to drink because you are a champion. There's places that you are not supposed to go to because you are a champion. I believe that I am a champion. And because I am a champion, I make sure that I walk with other champions. Because I am a champion, I make sure that I walk with Karabo because I believe that I am a champion. And Karabo is also a champion. So when we come together, we come in one mind to grow together, to think things that will better our life, things that will change our families, things that will change our background. Where I come from a very poor family. When I was a young boy, they used to tell me that it is not possible Thulani will go to the university. When they were saying that, they were killing me. I did my computer science at Vert University. I got my master's. When they said it's impossible, I saw myself flying to the UK, to the Nottingham University, doing my software engineering. Because it is possible. Black Child, it's possible. Now, nothing is impossible when you put your mind into what whatever that you want to achieve. Karabo and myself, we said to ourselves, we want people in the UK to know about Touch. Guess what? One of the newspapers in the UK called The Voice, they wrote about us. Not so long ago, one article came out of India about Touch boys manufacturing the first smartphone in South Africa. Now, I've experienced abuse, emotionally, physically, mentally, any other ways you can think of. But I'm here today to come and tell you that if you believe in yourself and you believe that God has called you for greater things, I believe that God has called me for greater things. I believe that God has called me to touch lives. I believe that God has called me to change lives. But changing lives is not only about being educated only, but also we want to be able to take some other kids to school, because we've experienced that, we have experienced something whenever you are not getting support from a family. I never had a family. When I came to Joburg in 1998, my brother took me from Bushbuck region and said to me, let's go to Joburg together. I came to Joburg. In 1999, in February, on the 12th, my brother died. And you can just imagine, I was a young boy in primary. When my brother died, I thought my life and everything and all my dreams are gone and shattered. Another child said to me, come and stay in the church. At an early age, I remember the sacrifice I used to do. I would open the gates for the church, clean the church, put the chairs together, do everything, stay in the church. But here I am today. I do not stay in the church anymore. I have my own place. Black child, it's possible. I'm not going to explain much more about our innovation. Karabo is going to take over on that. I want to tell you that you need to check the people you're working with. You need to check your surroundings. Paul says, when I was a child, I thought like a child. So his doings were like a child. Everything he was doing was like a child. Then he says, when I became old, I threw away all my childish deeds. Some of you want to be great, but already in your mind you are negative. Some of you want to be great, you want to become a doctor, but already in your mind you're like, we are poor in my family. We don't have anything. I know the pain of being starving. I know the pain of going to bed without food. I know the pain of going to school with a shoe that has a hole. I know how it feels. It is not a nice thing. But let me tell you, you need to think. You need to change how you think. You need to change your attitude towards life. Today, we as young people in South Africa, we are living a life whereby we feel that we are entitled to anything. The first time I met my mother, I said to her, I forgive you for abandoning me. When I met my father, it was when I was doing my 4th year in university, I said to him, I forgive you for abandoning me. Amen. When my father said to me, can I go to the garage and buy you a car? I said, you don't have to do that. Because I am not entitled. He never believed any word from me. When I went and I drove into his house, I said, this is my first car. He said, wow, this is nice. Some of us will live a life whereby we feel that the government owes you. My mother and my father, they do not owe me anything. Nobody owes me anything, but I owe it to myself to become the great man that I want to be. Nobody owes you anything, but you owe it to yourself to become the great man that you want to be. Remember, when I started, I said, you are a champion. You are a champion. You are what? You are what? And you are born for greatness. Thank you. Please compose myself.
God is great. You know, I spent a lot of time with Thulani, and to think that right now I'd get over it. You know, but God is great. So, I'm going to take you through the journey of the T-Touch. And I'm hoping from this that you'll understand that for us this is not just a phone. You know, it is not just about being the first. It's about having thought about something and seeing it through. You know how when you wake up in the morning, some of us can't wake up without an alarm. But what does that teach you? It teaches you goal setting. So you know that, you know what, in order for me to reach my goals, there's certain things that I have to do in order to reach them. And one of those things is setting that alarm. And you know that once you get up, you also have to take a bath and prepare for school. Goal setting, you know what you have to do. And for a lot of people, we go to school as though it's a chore, as though we have to. Do you really understand the possibilities that open up for you when you do things like that? When you empower yourself through your education. A lot of people go to school and they don't know, what am I going to be after school? It's a big question. I mean, it's one of those things where I grew up, my dad was an advocate. And the expectation was always there that I was going to be an advocate. Later on, he's going to take over the family business. That dream was shattered when my parents separated. Then I was like, okay, what now? What now? Who does Karabo become? Where does the funding for Karabo's education come from? Where to from here, you know? And it became one of those things where I had to empower myself. I had to surround myself around champions. I had to understand what you need to do to get to where you need to get to. And that's when the T-Touch journey began for me. I mean, you guys may see a phone today. That's all it looks like. Ordinary phone. You can make phone calls, you can receive SMSs, WhatsApp, selfies. It's here. But when I look at this, I see people getting employed. I see people's children going to school. I see South Africans being liberated from being called consumers. Come on. From being called lazy. From being called, let's be positive, Yes, people. I see dreams and ambitions happening. Not just mine and Thulani's, but everyone else who becomes part of this. Everyone else who feels the ray of sunshine that T-Touch is bringing, you know. We have not sold one cell phone yet. Not one. But just the idea, the concept, the ideology that something like this is coming. It's like a promise, you know. It's like people are so caught up in feeling sorry for themselves and their circumstances. I don't know how many of you have ever experienced birth or the sight of birth or seen a movie on birth. When the woman is deep and hard in labor, and you can see that she's in panic, she's in pain, she does not know what to do, she's screamed so much, she's cried so much. And I'm sure a lot of us feel like that in our lives. But I want to ask you, of all the doctors and midwives standing around that woman, how many of them say, sorry, Sisi? How many of them do that? Do you guys know what they all say? What do they say? Louder, what do they say? They say push. And you know why they say push? It's because they understand the promise and the hopes and dreams that are about to be delivered into the world. They understand that that promise cannot happen through them feeling sorry for that woman. They empower her, you know. They give her that hope that, listen, it's hard. We understand, we know, but we also know what's coming. And we appreciate that you have given it birth. And that's the process we went through. And now we're ready to give birth to these hopes and dreams. And want to expose them to all of you. And with that, it's one of those things that we say that everybody is pregnant with their own hopes and dreams. Give them birth.
Thank you so much, guys. That was so powerful.